So guys, students of Ambrose Ali University in Ekpoma are protesting because of the insecurity they are experiencing. See how this headline captures it. Ambrose Ali University students protest rising kidnappings, insecurity in Ekpoma. The students are saying they can no longer sit down and watch. Possibly many of their fellow students, have experienced this kidnapping, and you know what people go through when they are kidnapped in Nigeria. Now, this headline here says, explosive device planted by Boko Haram kills 9 Nigerian soldiers, injure several in Benue State. Can you imagine? It appears the victory over Boko Haram is becoming difficult this time. So guys, nobody knows if it was as a result of sabotage somewhere. You can imagine that these people planted explosive and it caught up with the Nigerian military. The question remains, how did the Boko Haram members know that the military was taking that direction that led them to go and plant, explosive on their part? Now, this hit them hard, and 9 military men are said to have been killed, while several of them got injured. Now, this headline also captured it. You can see the level of devastation there. Explosive device planted by Boko Haram killed 9 Nigerian soldiers, injured several in Benue. Now, this young Nigerian soldier was among those that were killed in this incident. Like this headline says, Nigerian soldier who married 8 months ago among those killed by Boko Haram explosive in Benue State, which many people are still wondering if it's as a result of sabotage, because guess what? Boko Haram members planted explosive and it caught up with the Nigerian military. 9 soldiers gone, several wounded. Possibly some of them will be amputated. So guys, serving the nation now is something people are seeing as you just signing your death warrants because of this compromise. If not for compromise, I think we would have ended terrorism in Nigeria long ago. But today, people feel we have sympathizers of these terror guys all over the places, Now, this headline, if you followed my initial video, I also made mention of it. The former Attorney General is asking Donald Trump to send his airstrikes to Benue to flood the terrorists and the bandits operating there. He says former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Chief Michael, has urged the United States government to extend its airstrikes to Benue State to flush out terrorists and bandits operating in that area. So, guys, the question Nigerians are still asking is, where is Tinubu? Why is it as if there is no leadership in place? This one says terrorists kidnap at least 4 on a road in Kwara State. So everywhere is about terrorism. Just yesterday, we woke up to the news that they attacked a community in Kebbi State, in Niger State, where they initially abducted school children, the private Catholic school. That same community came under attack and they killed more than 40 persons. And today again, we are waking up to the Nigerian military getting this hard blow from these terror guys. So guys, the whole place is all about insecurity. Now, Tinubu is enjoying in France while his country is struggling. With the level of insecurity seen so far. I'm just wondering, why has Macron not asked Tinubu to leave his country and go take care of Nigeria that is burning? Because as it stands now, there is fire on the mountain in Nigeria. I mean, it is high time the France government tells Tinubu to return to Nigeria because of the level of challenges we are seeing. These terror guys, they are entering communities. They went to Adamawa recently. They buy so many places, set the community ablaze. They went to Kebbi State. They also went to Niger State now. They were in Plateau the other day. They went to also Benue State this new year. They've been all over the places. We don't even want to talk about Zamfara and Katsina that has come under several attacks, And we don't know where the president of Nigeria is. Somebody said Tinubu gave his New Year speech from an unknown location, and that is really so sad. So, guys, let me just allow you to take a look at this video just for you to know that, honestly, if you're a Nigerian, you're on your own. You are your own security because the government does not give it down. Let me know what you think about all these headlines in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Now, take a look.
Schools across Kebbi, Kwara, and Sokoto State are finally reopening. You'll recall that when the schools decided to close down due to terrorist attacks in some areas, many Nigerians were not happy about it, even though they understood that this was important security measures that had to be taken. But they say that education is under attack if schools have to be closed due to terrorist attacks. But now these schools have been reopened, but not in the towns or in the communities or in the villages where these attacks were most prominent. Also in Kwara State, radio learning has been introduced. Would you say that this is a very good way of ensuring that pupils get to learn, even with the threat of insecurity hanging over their heads?
It is unfortunate that a region that is lacking behind in education is suffering this type of menace, and they are treating it with kid glove. If you want to open school in areas that are not under attack, Of what use is it? Are they not supposed to be following a syllabus? Eh? So the syllabus will be running in another part of the state, while in the other one they are at home. Let them stop this thing for God's sake. It is stoppable. This insecurity, it is stoppable for God's sake. If they can bring sincerity of purpose, I don't see how terrorists can defeat the whole Nigeria. But because of insecurity, the very people who claim that they are fighting insecurity are the ones helping the terrorists, are the ones in bed with them, are the ones collaborating with them. Eh? They are the ones, giving them all the privileges that they want. So, how can you say you are fighting insecurity? Eh? When you are giving them money for every kidnap, why wouldn't they continue to fester? In Niger State alone, between last week and now, is over 3, adoptions. 3. And then killings. So, how can you tell me that people are serious over this matter? They have reduced Nigeria to nothing. In fact, Nigeria is worthless from the look of things, where terrorists are now dictating to government what they want and what they do not want. And government officials are pampering them, engaging them in phone calls, discussing with them and all that. It's so sad, seriously. I never thought that this would get this bad under APC.
Quite unfortunate. But let's still talk about the radio learning. We do know that as a medium of communication, radio is one that can get to even the most rural of areas, provided it can get reception. So for areas where pupils cannot make it back to school, they're introducing radio learning. Is that a good initiative, or is that succumbing to insecurity? No,
it won't help anything. It will not. This is a waste of time. This was how they introduced nomadic education here. At the end of the day, nothing came out of it, and our money was wasted. Let them stop that thing. What do you mean by radio learning? Do you know that you learn more when your teacher is before you, telling you and teaching you what to do and what not to do? You learn more when you are physically present in class and the teacher is teaching you. You assimilate more. This radio learning, how far can it go? I mean, it will not do anything at all. It will not. There are subjects that you need the practicality. You will do that one on radio too, Abi? No, it will not help.
All right. Now, while we're talking about this, there was a very unfortunate attack in a market in Niger State. And President Tinubu has directed top security chiefs to make sure they track down the attackers and ensure that justice is served. You're nodding your head in a way to say that, this is what they always say. But yes, the president has given a directive, but this is not the first time he's giving such a directive after such an attack has occurred. Sometimes we do not see the perpetrators being arrested, and even if those people are arrested and prosecuted, almost more than 30 lives have been lost. So it seems that the more these terrorists are fleeing due to being tracked down, the more they are going to other places and unleashing this mayhem. And so they mean business. How exactly can Nigerian government and our security agents show them that they also mean business?
I just told you here that the Nigerian government is complicit in this insecurity. The way they are treating the terrorists and the way they are talking with them shows that, yes, they are partners in business. This latest order, how far can it go? The previous order, what effort, what did it bring to us? I can bet my last cover that the people doing all this in Niger State are the same people that kidnapped those Catholic students and later released them. They are the same group of people within that vicinity, that Niger State. They are the same people operating. So if you do not take them down the first time, You did not take them down the second time. You did not even take them down the third time. Is it this one now that you are going to? What are you going to do now that you have not done before? Eh? Well, you have brought the other previous one. What did you do? That's the question. These are just for the optics. It's not as if anybody is going to do anything. The bandits and terrorists are acting with impunity because they know that, yes, they have support somewhere. That's why they are not bothered.
Even with the threat of the U.S. missiles hanging over their heads, you still think they are not bothered? In Ondo State the other day, security agents told us that they arrested some suspected fleeing terrorists they were fleeing from these areas where the attack occurred and making inroads into the southwest. So it seems that if it has not gotten to some states, we may not really understand the enormity of it. And you keep saying the Nigerian government is complicit. How exactly would you say that they are complicit if we are seeing as security agents giving us situational reports of how they track down these terrorists, how they get them, how they try to make sure that they are prosecuted and serve time in jail?
Have you ever seen these terrorists that government and security agents are telling you about? Have you ever seen them? We only hear in the news. We arrested 200 of them. We killed 200 of them. We did this, we did that. Is this not what they tell you in the news? Have you seen, I mean, eyewitness account? Eh? Can you beat your chest and say, yes, I saw these people, they paraded them. Government is not telling us the truth about this matter. Whenever they want to appease the public, they will issue a statement that they killed 200 of them. Meanwhile, we cannot say anybody. Nobody backs. They just say it. So on what ground will I now believe them? Is it not on record that the ones they managed to overpower, the one that as security agents managed to overpower, within weeks they are rehabilitated back into the military, into civilian lives and all that. They are being pampered. They sew uniforms to them and all that. Is that not on record? Or is that one too a propaganda? So when you keep treating them like that, on what ground will I now support you that yes, you want to actually exterminate them? Is that not why more and more are coming into Nigeria? One terrorist group after another, they just walk into Nigeria and they open shop. Establish their business and start operating. How many of them are operating here now? That is, let me just be generous with the number. At least seven terrorist organizations operating on Nigerian soil now. What does that tell you? How did they come in here? Is it not government and their policy that open our border and say they should come in with $200? They will give them visa. So what exactly, what other evidence are you looking for to tell you that government is complicit in this matter? The way they are treating these people is more than enough to tell you that yes, they are working with them. So I'm not amused. I don't believe in what they are telling me. Until they do the needful, you and I will see, will know that yeah, government is serious here. Donald Trump that came in, didn't you see? That is a man that is serious about something. He didn't waste time. He took action. Under 1 month of discussion, the man bombarded everywhere. And you are telling me that government is there. Let them come and meet me and tell me that story. Sheikh Gumi, who have been hobnobbing with the terrorists and all that, telling us, in fact, threatening the whole country. They banned him from coming into Saudi Arabia. But in Nigeria, the man is gallivanting all over the place, making statements. Nobody have arrested them. Nobody have said anything. Please, my dear, leave that thing. They know what they are doing. They know what they are. When they are serious, you and I will see it.
All right, while we're talking about this, the troops of the Nigerian army disrupted bandit movement in some parts of Kogi State. 3 suspects were neutralized. The operations actually took place around Kaba, Benue, and Yagba West local government areas. Now, we know that Kogi is one area where the terrorists have held sway for a while now. Kogi State, Kwara State. They've been unleashing mayhem. Troops were able to recover AK-47 rifle, ammunition, and other weapons. In fact, over the weekend, I recall a story whereby the Nigerian military actually found arms hidden at a railway. I think it was hidden maybe under the railway tracks. It was hidden around the seawards there. They had to like pump out the water so they could access that place very well and see what's going on. Isn't this enough to convince you that they are doing something to curb this insecurity? Because the more you talk about complicity, the more it looks like, oh, the Nigerian government is just sitting back, folding its hands and looking at the people who they want to vote for them in the 2027 elections that are about just a year away, waste away and die at the hands of terrorists.
Isioma, the metaphor for this insecurity is Plateau and Benue, where foreign terrorists entered Nigeria, took parts of Benue and Plateau, sacked the villagers, and sent them into IDP camp, and they occupied those villages. They renamed it, and they are living in people's home, ancestral home, as I talk to you now. Is that one false? Is it true or false? Tell me. Is it true or false? These are the people you swore to protect when you are taking your oath of office. Foreign terrorists, they came in here, took part of Nigeria and established their presence there. And you, the government, you don't even bother. You are not even, they have been there. It's getting to 10 years now. These people have been there. In another person's house. What kind of arrogance and impunity is that? And you call yourself a government, Abi? So you want to tell me that government is not aware? The Arnold, Michael Arnold, that American man that came here, he said he saw over 600,000 people in those IDP camps. Nigerian citizens. This is Benue that's supposed to be the food basket of Nigeria. Then the real farmers are in IDP camp. How do they farm? And then foreign terrorists, foreign. Because these people are not from Nigeria. If they are from Nigeria, they will not take over another person's home when their own house is there. That action alone will tell you that they are not from here. And you are telling me that government is what? Government is doing what? So they have not seen those people, Abi. They have not heard, Abi. What are those Benue people doing in IDP camp? Is that their home? Tell me, is that their home, IDP camp, in your own country? But
while we're talking about the United States and Trump's intervention, of course, you got the report over the weekend that the Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife were taken away forcefully, if I might add, from Venezuela to America to face charges of narco-terrorism, drug trafficking, and every other charge that U.S. President Donald Trump seems to see fit. Now, with such an action, which the international community has condemned, many are calling on the UN to make sure they look into that. We want to weigh it alongside the U.S. missile strike on Nigeria. Used to believe that the United States has good plans for Nigeria.
Machiavelli wrote one book called The Prince. And the real myth in that book is that the end justifies the means. Any leader, any country, any entity who does not apply that principle will never survive. The end justifies it. That means for a very good purpose, you can use every means, both legal and illegal, to achieve it. That's just the simple truth. Even the Almighty God, if you look at the actions of God in the Bible, God is not a nice man. I hope you know. God is not a nice man at all. Go and see all the actions he took. That is why Jesus Christ is pleading on our behalf. When they call God a consuming fire, you think it's a joke, Abi? Go and see what he did to Pharaoh in Egypt before he allowed the Israelites to go. Is that the action of a nice man? So when people are talking, please be circumspect. The world we are is a very wicked world. There are so many wicked people, evil men around. So if a Donald Trump had been brought in as a punisher for them, why not if not?
You're saying Donald Trump was right to order U.S. troops to enter into Venezuela, bomb Caracas, take away a sitting, serving president and his wife, and try to impose another on the country.
Yes.
Where is the place of sovereignty? You know, this was also the concern of many when the U.S. missiles landed in Nigeria. And they say, oh, Nigeria's sovereignty is under threat if a foreign power can come and start doing this for us in the country. The same way it was condemned when Nigeria went to, quote-unquote, help out Benin Republic after the coup in the country. So some might say that you're supporting this man blindly because you seem to see everything that he's doing as correct. You seem to see him as the god of the world as it is right now.
Are you serious? So when you invaded the Republic of Benin, well, that too, did you respect their sovereignty? The National Assembly did not even approve it before you and Tinubu carried our jet and invaded that country. Two of us. That one, you didn't see it, Abi. You did not see anything wrong with that, Abi. By the way, is Donald Trump threatening every country in the world? They are selected country and he is very, very right in what they are doing, which is against. Maduro has a factory where he produces hard drugs. And Donald Trump has warned him that this is your drug. You are bringing it into America. And it's affecting my people. I don't want it. He refused to listen. So what do you think you should do? You do not respect your sovereignty when you are producing narcotics, Abi. You do not respect your sovereignty when you are acting with impunity and with arrogance. You do not respect your sovereignty when you invited terrorists into your country to come and be killing Nigerians. You did not, Abi. So it is okay for terrorists to walk into Nigeria and take over Nigerian homes and villages. But it is not right. It is not right for Donald Trump to come and save us from the same people. Just imagine the contradiction.
Is Donald Trump saving the people of Venezuela right now from Nicolas Maduro?
Yes. Well, some people have been chased out.
Don't you think there are better ways he could have gone?
There is no other better way.
Because this man's tenure may end, and then someone else will come in. He could have waited until that happened. You're saying that if anything happens right now, Nigeria is the most populous black nation in Africa, that our president is not even on seat right now, that if anything happens to him where he is, Donald Trump decides, oh, Tinubu, you've done enough, I cannot bear to see you treating Nigerian Christians this way, and then he picks him up from where he is, that he will be right. You think Nigerians will rejoice over that?
What is wrong if such a thing happens? Please tell me.
Barrister Darlington, you're a lawyer.
The other day,
you know the law more than some of the people who are watching you right now. Even I want to believe that you know the law even more than I do. You're saying it is okay for the president of one country, because they have power, to go to another country and pick up their president. Even if it happens to the Nigerian president, would you support that?
Listen very well.
Would you support that, Barrister Darlington?
That your argument will not fly.
Would you support if something like that happens to the Nigerian president?
Well. The president you are talking about, has he been treating you like a human being? Tell me.
Barrister Darlington, that is not the point.
It is a point.
Every nation has their own system of government, and every nation should have their sovereignty.
Listen very well. Hold on, listen though. This illegality, somebody had to bring sanity into it. So
Donald Trump is the one who is to bring this sanity.
If he can, why not?
And he can do that by picking up presidents, or because someone said this is a dangerous precedent that has been set. Going into a country, you bomb the place, and you take out their president. You're saying Donald Trump is right in doing that.
Behave yourself. That's all. Behave yourself. Start acting as if you're a god. And somebody had to call you to order.
Some would say Donald Trump is acting like he's God right now.
If they had done that in Cameroon, Paul Biya wouldn't have been there for over 40 years. Tell me, is that democracy? Tell me.
Okay, we're talking about Cameroon. Cameroon is in Africa. So any country that is part of the African Union, any country that believes it has more power than Cameroon, can go in there, bomb the capital, and take out the president. Because they want to save the people.
Now, you want to hear my opinion. If I have the power that Donald Trump have, I will do more than him. So that this rascality will stop. You don't know how these people have destroyed their country. How they have destroyed human life because they don't want to enthrone democracy. They don't want things to be done right. When they get into office, they started destroying both human and material resources in their country. Is that fair? What you have in Nigeria today, is that democracy? Tell me. No, tell me.
Some would say that Donald Trump is interested in Venezuela because it has the world's largest estimated oil reserves, the world's largest, and that's the reason why he's seen. Because Nicolas Maduro is not the first president; he's not the one who's been the only president of Venezuela. Donald Trump has come before. How come he did not pay so much attention to Venezuela when he came before? And also, even the legislature, some people within the legislature, some senators right there in America have been condemning what is going on. You want to try a sitting president and you pick him out of his country, take him to your own country to try him, leaving the country on autopilot for a few hours until they were able to regroup and appoint someone else in the president's stead. We're talking about sending a sitting. If another country had more power than America and they did that to Donald Trump, would he be right?
If Donald Trump had been doing what those people are doing,
well, not everybody is happy with what Donald Trump is doing.
If those countries have decided to go rogue, somebody has to call them to order. In fact, the whole of Latin America, all the country in Latin America, their economy and their government is situated or is founded on a drug. Drug is their mainstay, and America is the route to those exports. That is what Donald Trump is after. All of them, Mexico, Colombia, all of them, they deal on drugs. It is their mainstay. And America is the market. My dear, if I were Donald Trump, I just told you here, I will do more than that to bring sanity. What are you telling me? Who wears the shoe know where it's pinching. The man warned him, stop this thing you are producing. Even as a president, the man refused to listen. Okay, the oil resources, is he using it to better the life of Venezuelans? Most people have left that country because of Maduro and his governance. It's on record. Most people have left Venezuela. He chased them out. So what are you telling me here? Is Donald Trump threatening the whole world? Or some selected country where there are rogue governments? That is the question here. If this government or if this president cannot bring order in governance, why can't Donald Trump? Like he came here and bombarded Nigeria. If the Nigerian government have done the needful, will a Donald Trump come? That is the question. We all this thing that we are talking of morality. Meanwhile, morality is not helping us. That is why Nigeria is where it is today. Sovereignty. Sovereignty. Where did the sovereignty leave us now? Terrorists, they didn't respect your sovereignty when they entered here. Look at the scores of human beings that have died. Be sincere to yourself. Will a Donald Trump tolerate what is happening in Nigeria, in America? You know it cannot even happen. So why is it happening here? Why is it happening here? That human beings are being slaughtered.
One would think that there are other better ways of going
there
around it than going to pick up a country's president.
Let me see the better way.
From that country.
Tell me the better way.
And taking him to your own country to face persecution.
Tell me that better way.
And you say you would not mind if that could happen to Nigeria,
I told you I would do more. If I have the power, I would do more to bring sanity to people. So if someone outside of your homestead is not happy with how you're running your home, they are free to come into your home, capture you, bound you, and set another father over your children. If his actions are justified, why not? Then behave yourself as a father. It's as simple as that.
All right, let's come back to Nigeria. Let's go to Rivers State, where the Deputy Governor Ngozi Odo, the Secretary to the State Government, and some Labour Party members have defected to the ruling APC. In fact, the Deputy Governor went around different local government areas telling people to register with the APC. You do know that the sole administrator conducted an election just before he left the seat, and all the local governments and councils in the state are now being run by APC members. So some say it's a total takeover of the APC in the South, where all the governors are now APC members.
That you belong to APC, then is the people belonging to APC. The people is the real voters. They are the ones to decide, please. So all these governors that are running to APC to go and hide themselves and their loot, it is the election that will decide. These are all part of what we are talking about. Look at what is going on in Rivers State. Is that democracy? Is that democracy? When people start acting like a god, it irritates me. Look at what Wike is doing and behaving, you know. Is that how democracy is run in America? As you say, Donald Trump, your own country, are you, you know, let somebody accuse him of turning democracy upside down in America. Let somebody accuse Donald Trump of not upholding democratic tenets in America. Then we can now say, okay, you are using double standard here. But look at all the countries we are talking about where Donald Trump is not happy with. See what is going on in their country. Some of them are criminal government, where rogues, drug pushers and others are in charge, especially this Latin America. And they are acting anyhow, behaving anyhow. Why can't somebody call them to order? Why can't somebody do that? These are some of the issues. I said personally I am not happy. If I have my way, you see the people are occupying Benue and Rivers, Benue and Plateau. Before God and man, after 24 hours, if they don't leave this country, I will leave for them. What are you telling me? Do you know what it means? People, indigenous, citizens of a country, living in IDP camp and terrorists are taking over. And the government in power is not even bothered. Sure, they are not bothered. Rather, they are interested.
They are bothered. They constitute the bulk of the president's speech statement whenever he speaks. Even in his New Year message, he was there. He always tells the security chiefs to make sure they go after these people. So you try to make it look as if the government are folding their hands and not doing anything. You might say that what they are doing is not yielding as much fruit as Nigerians might want.
They are not doing anything.
They are not doing anything.
They are not. If they are doing something, Donald Trump wouldn't have come in. They are not doing anything. Quote me. All those things, they just say it. They just show it for publicity's sake. In reality, they are not doing anything. Chioma, what will it take Tinubu to give the military chiefs 24 hours order to sack those people that are occupying Benue and Plateau village so that the people can go back to their homes and go back to the farm? Tell me, is that not doable? Please tell me. At least you start from the known to the unknown. This other one, they may have scattered themselves all over Sambisa Forest, but this one, they occupy a particular place in Benue and Plateau. They are sitting there for 10 years. They have even become part of Nigeria now as I talk to you now. When you are doing census, you count them. Meanwhile, the real owners of that village are in IDP camp. Please, what is the justification there? They are doing something. What are they doing? By the way, why we are there when they sacked those villages and took over their villages? Where we are the military and the government? And so when I tell you they are not doing anything, I have my facts. And this is the facts. Let them remove them from there. Then I will say, yes, they have done something. Is that not true? This other one that are telling me that they are doing that, where are they? Did you see any of them? Did you see any of them? Shegumi that have been hobnobbing with them, have anybody arrested him?
Well, he says that he's been threatened for his life right now. But then this conversation will continue. It's time for us to go, Barrister Darlington. But still, every country is entitled to their own sovereignty for their people and for the international community. We cannot continue to advocate that one country can go and subdue another country. It's 2026, for God's sake.
But God will get Israel as the promised land, Abi. So go ahead.
Some will say that was the Israelites of then and not the Israelites of today.
God will get the Israelites the promised land. The land, does it not belong to somebody?
So guys, let me quickly take you through some of the reactions going on the social media. A prominent northern Muslim leader was seen in a video where he said, nobody will tell us not to vote for Peter Obi. That decision is ours to make. The leaders you've been telling us to support and vote for have brought nothing but suffering, from subsidy removal to new tax laws, prominent Muslim northern leader says. So guys, Nigerians are saying you don't even go by what the North is saying, because sometimes they'll tell you, oh, they are going to vote for this person, but at the end, when they are giving money, they vote otherwise. El-Rufai boasted in the last election how he gathered the northern clerics and told them not to vote for Peter Obi, and they listened to him and voted for Tinubu. The North actually voted for Tinubu, and while the South voted for Peter Obi, even in a whole Lagos that they claim Tinubu owns, the Nigerian people voted for Peter Obi. Even the Yorubas, people who are really tired of the whole thing, people who know that Tinubu is not strong enough to lead this country, that it's not a time for tribalism and all those stuff. It's a time to call a spade a spade. I mean, many of them voted for Peter Obi. It wasn't just the Igbos. Yes, we have a large population of Igbo in Lagos, but nevertheless, we also have Yorubas who voted for Peter Obi, and you can see that Tinubu is really actually panicking, and that is why they have resorted to threats. They will tell you, don't come out if you are an Igbo person, don't come out if you do not vote for APC, don't come out if you do not vote for Tinubu. But I think that is not going to work this time. Looking at what is happening in the country, can you imagine a young man who is just 8 months in marriage got killed in the Nigerian military attack that Boko Haram caused? They planted explosive and it caught up with the patrol van of the Nigerian military, rendered many of them, severely injured, and then some of them lost their lives. And with all these things, you will not see the military coming out to make statements. You will not see the Nigerian military speak. At the end of the day now, the families will just be left like that. A whole lot is happening in Nigeria. Now, we also saw that a medical doctor, 2 medical doctors were abducted, and the abductees were asking for, were asking for 200 million naira. 200 million naira. Oh my God. Doctors don't even make big money when it comes to money making. So I'm just wondering, 200 million naira, how much is their salary? If some of them collect 500,000 naira in a month, it's a big money for them. That 500,000 naira, or even if they are collecting 1 million naira in a month, is that big enough for a doctor? No. Outside the country, you might be getting up to 10 million naira if you are working, like, assuming you are in Germany or in Austria. There's no way your salary will be less than like let me say minimum of 5,000 euros, which is more than 10 million naira, if you are working in Europe. But in Nigeria, now if they pay you 500 to 1 million naira, you will be jumping up and down. That's why, even as a medical doctor, you are not entitled to good cars or build a good house. Go and check those doing all those big things. Some of them did not even go to school. I mean, some of them didn't go to school, just that they find themselves in businesses, and they are doing businesses and making money and doing well. So the question remains, why is Tinubu and the government of Nigeria tasking the people when you can't give security, you can't give food, you can't give good roads, you can't give good schools, you can't give good hospitals, you can't give electricity, you can't give good schools. There's nothing working in Nigeria, and people are being taxed. Nigerians, people are being taxed. Some people have been complaining that they bought air tickets, to enter flight ticket, and when they got to the airport, they were forced to pay extra again because of the tax. And so many people, somebody said they went to a restaurant, and after paying, they were asked to pay extra percent of the taxes. So guys, it's really going to affect businesses. I mean, all these big restaurants, they are really going to suffer, because you don't expect somebody to come into your restaurant, you say plate of food is 50k, and then at the end of the day, you ask the person to pay extra, maybe another 10,000 or so as your taxes. It makes no sense, and the government is not even seeing it like that. All what Tinubu is collecting this money as living a very lavish life, a very luxurious life. They don't care about the people. It's just about them. It's really heartbreaking and very sad. Now, gunmen killed one of the 2 medical doctors abducted on New Year Day in Edo State. So this is another heartbreaking news for the family. A family that has taken time to sponsor their children only for them to fall into the hands of these terrorists. And they ended up buying one of them. I don't know if the other one is still in their den. This man is 2 brothers, one nutritionist, other one is a medical doctor, current houseman. Okay, current houseman. They demanded 200 million naira, killed one, the nutritionist, leaving the other, and still demanding for 100 million. Nigeria is for real. Hey, Edo State is going to give Tinubu 2 million naira. How many million votes again? How many million votes did their governor even promise them? This was just a pity that all have to manage their own governor Monday. Just a pity that all have to manage their own governor. Why am I not surprised? This man say Edo governor is busy singing on your mandate, and this person medical doctors will never even reach US owner still they kill one of them. And this person is a very Nigeria happened to them. They weren't bandits. They were gunmen. Thank you, sir. They weren't bandits. They were gunmen. And this person say, Edo, the kidnapping hub, business is lucrative over there. This person say, US is behind it. This is sad. Okay, Edo is on fire. A new sheriff in town wasted while APC talks in Edo State are moving bad. So guys, this is it. APC talks in Edo State that are singing praises to the governor. They are there enjoying their lives, those of them singing praises to their governor. They make more of the money because you know what it means to be a praise singer to governors. This person said Dr. Emoye is gone, but Dr. Tunde is still in captivity. Please pray for Dr. Tunde. Oh, my God, this is heartbreaking. This is heartbreaking. This person said, okay, after killing Dr. Tunde's younger brother, they now want 100 million. How do we raise 100 million? Please help. With teary eyes and a heavy heart, I come to the public today to ask for your prayer, support, and monetary assistance. My brother, alongside brother was my husband. Okay, alongside brother was kidnapped from home. The kidnappers are demanding 100 million for the release of Dr. Babatunde, an amount far beyond what I can raise on my own. No amount is too small. Please keep him in your prayers and please help us in any way you can. They support this way to support them. Hey, it's really so sad, so heartbreaking. Being in Nigeria these days is something that you don't even pray for. You don't pray. You don't pray to belong to be a Nigerian anymore. Can you imagine being a medical doctor and then your life is just messed around when other places they have respect for you? The brother who was killed isn't a doctor. He graduated from human nutritionist and dietetic last month. Abu Momo. His brother is still alive in captivity. Thank you. He's not a doctor. His brother is the doctor. Thank you for the correction. 2025, 2.5 million votes for 2027 for Tinubu is more important for Edo governor to today secure lives for Nigerians. May God console the family and deliver the other doctor alive. We are all waiting for victims of our own country, turn by turn calamity country. What is really going on in Nigeria? What is really going on? Nigeria is a threat to life of all its citizens. May his soul rest in peace. This is a very sad news. Imagine going through all the tough training to become a doctor and the next thing is dying the most miserable, painful, and preventable death. Now, wow, I just read about gruesome killing of a nurse in FMC Jabi, this country. When politicians come with empty promises, people should know when to say enough is enough. It's the doctor's brother. May the soul rest in peace. The doctor stay in captivity. The kidnapping situation in Edo is getting worse. Mondo Kwebo, where is he? So guys, I don't know what you make of this. The situation is really dire. The situation is bad. The situation is bad. And we don't know how long this is going to continue in Nigeria. We don't really know how long. Tinubu is not even in the country, honestly. Tinubu is not in the country and he doesn't care. He doesn't care. How long will this continued to happen in Edo State Monday, October. How long? Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification for more updates. Thank you.